Okay. Hello. So I'm just going to get a different shirt because this one is dirty, and then I will be live. Um, yeah. Trying to make a story on my Instagram to tell people I'm gonna be live, but it's not going well so far. Just looking for the freaking wallpapers, and I have too many folders, so it's not good. Okay, found it. Now I should be able. So if you see a blank screen, well, not a blank screen, I mean, if you see empty background without person, it's because I'm trying to get my tour shirt because I will be showing you guys. I got a free shirt from someone, and I will be wearing that because it's associated with the current tour. So yeah, I'll be back. Hmm. Hello. We're just gonna crochet peacefully until someone arrives. I'm not gonna sprain my voice this time because last time nobody joined after half an hour or so. Edit privacy, public. Yeah, it's gonna make the post on Facebook public so that everyone knows I'm streaming. Because last time nobody joined. I know that I'm a little bit last minute, but it's gonna be like that because my roommate is back home and he's not gonna be nice um if I go live while he's there. He's gonna bug me and he's gonna harass me and annoy me and make fun of me, and I don't want that. And I also don't want it to be annoying to you people who are watching. To have a guy come in every 5 seconds and be like, "You're streaming," things like that. That's the type of stuff he does because he's a freaking immature baby. So every time I do something, my roommate bugs me about it. The other day, his friend came by and he made fun of me for having an altar, and he was looking at me with the side eye and the laugh and be like, "You don't touch that. You really don't touch that. Winter will get so mad." Like, that's even funny. So yeah, I don't really have the best living situation right now, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. Unless someone asks, of course. Now, right now, I'm stuffing little candy corns. So I'm trying to make winter themed colors. I did holiday themed not too long ago, but now I'm making Christmas themed, like all blues, and yeah, I have a few different ones here. And this is one I'm using right now. This is Obi rainbow cotton 8-4, so it's a weight one. It's like it's fingering weight is the word I'm searching for. Super fine weight. And I got a few different shades here. And I have this darker one as well for some contrasts. So yeah. And after I'm done with that, I'll be making little faces because these are cute as hell. You gotta make little cheeks and, you know, little details on them to make them extra cute. So my mouth is so dry right now. I'm gonna have to stay hydrated with the little it tumbler. So yeah, it's great. I'm using furls right now. Furls hooks. This is one of the discontinued Odyssey hooks. It's a size B, I think. If I can even show you. Yes, yes, yes. You can see it's B hook. This. Okay, it's backwards. My camera is flipped, and I don't know how to fix that. Oh well, it's no big deal anyway. So now all I gotta do is just stuff the bottom of my little plushie here, and we're gonna be closing up. So great. How many stitches do I have? Okay, I have 12. So yes, I'm on the last row, and you just kind of stuff it in the bottom here, like this. Yeah, I'm gonna wait until we have people to talk about Skinny Puppy because I don't wanna be talking empty, you know, about that because it's a very emotional time for me, and I've been wanting to talk about that for a while, and I've done tons of posts online about it, but like talking about it out loud and getting my feelings out is not the same. It was quite a journey, so it was something. It was intense, and yeah, I'm glad I went in the end. Because yeah, this was my second time seeing them. Alright, so I'm not gonna get emotional right now. I'm just gonna wait to see if people join. Now I'm getting everything stuck into the stitch marker because why not? Always happens, right? Always gets stuck everywhere. Am I the only one this happens to? Eh, okay. And now we got the little guy stuffed to the brim like this. It's almost too chubby. I might take out some of this stuff. Wait. Just ah. Oh, okay. Now we have more space. Just needed to be pushed a little bit down further. So, and I'm just gonna close up real quick. I'm not gonna be talking while I do that because I'm gonna lose count. But yeah, you just do like six a single crochet together to close up. So I'm gonna be counting. One, two, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And now we cut the thread and we can gather those stitches, and I'm just gonna stuff back this tail in the yarn right now because I have a lot left on this skein. It's not worth redoing it right now. I think I'm gonna be done with that color actually. Oh no, I'm not. Okay, yeah, I need to do this combo. It's gonna be cute. Gotta just a little bit more icy, if you will. Yeah, and also this one with the lighter blue as well. I don't know if I'm gonna be using the darker blue again. I'm thinking maybe not. I'm thinking I'm just gonna want to stick to 3 of these little guys. Oh, for the love of that. Oh, that is pure and sweet. Ugh, I really get a dry mouth whenever I'm stressed out, anxious. Let's move this out of the way so I can see the pattern to do the next candy corn. I had this idea of making Halloweeny holiday stuff just to keep it extra scary and keep a little bit of darkness and fun to it, because Christmas time is usually all cheery and such, but that's not really the direction I'm going with my shop. So I thought holiday candy corns, that's fucking perfect actually. I'm so sorry, I'm not supposed to swear. I'm not even monetized, but like I don't want my channel to be um like I don't want this video to be listed as for kids, like restricted from kids, I mean, or anything. I don't want it to be restricted, is what I mean. Because if you know YouTube, how it works, if you swear too much, their filter catches that and will restrict your video to a specific audience. But like, I don't want that because right now we're doing crochet, and sure, it's gonna get a little bit more intense when I start talking about Skinny Puppy. But for now, it's good. So let's not go there yet. Not just yet. And I'm gonna try to keep it as um, all audience even when I talk about Skinny Puppy. Just because, yeah, I don't want this restricted, but like, there are some gore elements to their show, so of course, just be aware of that if you're joining and you don't know what Skinny Puppy is. Yeah, it's a little bit gore sometimes. There are some elements of it that could be a little bit intense for you, if I can say, if I can put it like that. Not that for me it was intense. It was not by any means because I'm a big horror fan, but yeah. I'm sorry. Sneezing. I didn't even end up sneezing. It passed, but now it stayed in my nose, which is not good. So sorry about that. I should have muted actually. And now we have a little guy finished. It's so cute. It's adorable. It's gonna have little dark blue cheeks here and a smile here, and maybe some stitches because the other ones I did have their stitches. And I'm gonna link the pattern for you right now. I'm just gonna go search for it. Candy acorn a crochet pattern. pattern. There you go. There's a bunch of them on Etsy if you want, but yeah. Okay, and I'm gonna give you the listing that has both of them, the small one and the big one. But this is the small one. This is the little candy corn. There's another one that's slightly bigger. This is, oh boy, no, I'm not gonna give you this link. Okay, I'm just gonna link for you the shop because this is too many characters for the chat. That's just great. Oh no. Okay. I'm just gonna type the name of the designer so you can go look for it yourself. There you go. So you can find the Etsy shop at that with that name. So yeah. Alrighty. I don't know if I'm gonna be streaming really long. Probably until my roommate comes back home. I'm gonna try to anyway. So I don't get many things accomplished when I'm on camera. Alright. Let's get the white again. We start at the top, the very top of the little candy corns. And then you work your way down. That's how amigurumi work usually. Just so like the little thing at the bottom is concealed because it's a little bit less neat than what the top looks like. So that's what we do. And now I got a big huge knot in the yarn because that's always what happens. Knots everywhere. This is the curse of the fiber artist. You know, not that anyone knows, but this is the curse of the fiber artist. Is you spend the rest of your days untangling yarn forever and ever and ever. When you die, instead of going to hell, you just go to untangle yarn forever. And what I'm saying is true. Even if you don't believe in hell, that's it for fiber artists. All you ever do after you're dead is untangle yarn. That's what we do in our dreams. I don't want to scare you away from fiber arts. It's a really cool thing to do, but just know this: it gets messy sometimes, and if you don't have the patience, like I totally get that. Sometimes I don't, and I just throw it away if it's not a too big quantity or something like that, or not too big of a knot. Oh, it's Monday right now. Most people are going to be at work, but yeah. Mm. Oh, something sad just happened. Everyone just send good vibes to Dana because she was one of the witnesses when the person was killed at one of the Skinny Puppy shows in Chicago. So um, just like send good vibes to her because she's doing witness statements right now. So I just wrote her a little message. So this is awful. What happened? A man got killed outside of the venue. I think it was at the last nights in Chicago of the Skinny Puppy concerts. and some people were outside soliciting money for stuff. I don't know what they were selling exactly. Like I think it was a non-profit or something like that, which was not legit, according to what I've heard. And one of the men got violent and hit someone on the head, and the person collapsed and ended up passing, unfortunately. So yeah, that was a murder, essentially, is what I'm saying. It's very sad. It really makes you think, like, you're going to see your favorite band, but you're not even safe there. And yeah, I'm gonna talk about that later if people join and want to hear about it. But it's pretty awful what happened, and it's really sad for the whole community. Yeah, I really hope they can bring this person to justice. I hope they can find who did it and that he gets prosecuted, because that's gotta stop happening for fucking sure. That shouldn't happen. I'm sorry, I'm just kind of looking at the news about this right now. But yeah, because a lot of shit happened, and people from the whole community are really sad. You're the swirling. I'm so sorry. I have fucking silver stain stuck in my head right now from my stupid hemo phase. And so I'm gonna break out in songs occasionally, and it's not even gonna be the shirt I'm wearing. So I'm wearing Skinny Puppy, which is what the live is supposed to be about. Oh, fuck's sake. I don't even like that song. Okay, just gonna go for it and do another plushie. This is almost empty. I'm gonna have to do a refill very soon. Alright, so what do you think? What color do I do next? Do I go with the this one? Yeah. Or this one maybe? Or the darker one? I think this one is too similar, actually. Okay, we'll see. Yeah, okay. I don't think I'm gonna be using this anymore, so I'm gonna go put it where it belongs with all the rest of the stuff. Oh. Okay, I think that next I'm going to be reusing the same color here, just so I can put it back on the shelf once I'm done with it. Because my desk is a freaking mess right now. It's a bit crazy. It's like there's just piles of yarn for different projects everywhere. And so yeah, it's a mess. It's a very freaking giant mess of stuff. And I got a new project bag to put something in. These are the Skinny Puppy totes from VIP that you get your merch in. And so on the back it says Skinny Puppy. with this old logo, and on the front you have the Too Dark Park logo, which I really love, by the way. I think this is my favorite Skinny Puppy logo. And so, yeah, I'm gonna be putting a project in there eventually. I just gotta figure out which one because I have tons of projects. Just gonna try to stuff the one that's taking the most space in there just so it's confined to one space, if you know what I mean. If you're a fiber artist, you get it. Like, you get like dozens of work in progress, and what that's what ends up happening. Okay. I'm dyspraxic in this graphics, so sometimes I struggle with crocheting. Okay, I'm gonna shut up now because my voice is hurting. Been talking for 25 minutes straight, so I'm just gonna stop for a little while. Oh, we got someone joining. Hi, who's in here? Who's joining us? Oh, it's Vivian. Hi, how are you doing? Can you hear the fan in the background? Because if you can, I'm gonna go turn that off. Just let me know, okay? Because it's hot in here. But if it's causing too much noise, I'm gonna turn that off for a little while. I'm good. Okay, good, good. So, right now, I'm just crocheting some of these little guys here. More holiday candy corns. There you go. Little faces, cute little faces. And I was gonna talk about my experience seeing Skinny Puppy because it was kind of a mess. My trip was a real freaking mess. So, yeah, if you want to hear about that, just let me know and I will elaborate on that. You're the first person to join, so. Uh, 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 yes, okay. So what happened is initially I was going to sell my VIP ticket for Calgary because I didn't have the money for it, and realistically, like, I was not gonna get there at all. But so what I did is I posted on the Facebook group about it, and I reached out to Soundrink, and they were more than happy to help me. What you have to do basically is you get the other person's info and you put it in there, and they can switch the ticket for you to another person. So it's on you to collect the money and everything. Like, if you want to sell the ticket, Soundrink cannot sell that for you. You have to do that yourself. And so every day I kept reducing the price to see if people would be interested. I got like one person who was maybe interested, but I never heard back. And on the night just before, like, okay, so my plane would have left Saturday, and it was Friday. On that exact night, someone reached out to me and said, "Whatever this is gonna cost you, like, tell me, and I will send that money to you." And I was like, "No, you're freaking kidding! Like, that's $1,000 a ticket." And he said, "Okay, just give me your info, and I will transfer that to you." And I was like, "What? What, really?" And I cried, and I was very emotional. And so I booked a ticket for Calgary and a ticket to return, not on the same airline because you get discounts for certain trips. So, yeah. And I managed to get my ass over there. And, oh god. And someone else paid for my expenses, like for Ubers and city transport and everything. So, really, it didn't cost me, pretty much didn't cost me anything. right now I'm still broke because before that even happened, I didn't really have money. But so right now I'm broke, even if I didn't technically spend my money for this trip. So um, my plane left at 7 in the morning. I'm just gonna go a little bit into the background details because it's relevant to what happened on this trip and why I was so depressed when I got there. So yeah, just doing a little background. The plane was leaving at around 7 a.m. So of course I get there at like 5 a.m. and I'm tired. I haven't slept all night because obviously I was way too excited to even remember what sleep was, if you know what I mean. Like I was going crazy. I spent the whole night packing and just being super busy. Not that I packed it very much anyway, because this was a trip without baggage to save on costs. But like, yeah, I was just like sorting out every little detail and freaking out about, is this gonna happen? Am I gonna get it wrong? Am I gonna get lost and everything? So yeah, I got there at 5. Everything was fine. Went through security. Had to have a pat down on my legs because of the little buckles on my boots. They set off the metal detector. And from now on, I just know I just take off whatever shoes I'm wearing. So that was a little bit stressful, but it pretty much went down without a hitch. But then I transferred at Toronto because it was a flight with transfer. Usually you get those for cheaper. So yes, Toronto Pearson is kind of a maze. It's kind of really hard to go through. So I was really nervous about that. I got really lost one time because people were directing me the wrong way, and because I was going to London back then, and people thought I was going to London in Ontario. And they were directing me towards that, and I kept showing my ticket. No, no, this is London in the UK, and nobody would believe me. So anyway, I'm so sorry. I'm just like I'm the, I'm just like changing subjects right now. Okay, so anyway, I was nervous about Toronto, but I managed to get there in one piece. My flight was delayed for a little while, so they bumped us to first class. Actually, they did that for like 4 people, so I don't know why they did. Maybe they overbooked or something, but I got bumped to first class, so extra snacks and everything for the flight to Calgary. That was really nice. Um, we got a bunch of entrees that I couldn't eat because I have RFID and basically my diet is very restricted. So in the end, all I got was like this much more leg room. And so I was starting to get really nervous reading some of the stuff online about Ogre and his position on religion because he really hates religion, and I'm a religious person. So like, and now he knows that because I've talked about it in the group, and I was nervous that maybe I would be kind of out of place. So I spent the whole flight worrying about that, and when I got to Calgary is when shit really went down. Like, I got lost in the airport. It took me 4 hours to find my way. Oh, hi, we have another person joining. Feel free to say hello in the chat. We definitely want to chat. Okay, so yeah, I got lost in Calgary in the airport and I tried to find my way. I just kept going in circles. People were trying to help me through that, and they were really nice, really cool, but I was so panicky that yeah, I was just stuck crying, hyperventilating. I had constant panic attacks, and I had a big ass meltdown, and that was not nice. So, yeah, people were really nice. They helped me through that, but it definitely tainted my whole experience seeing the not seeing the band, but like getting to the venue and everything. So the day before, I just wasn't excited. I was just too nervous, and still in that emotional state of everything that could go wrong, that could possibly go wrong, went wrong. And so um finally I got at my host's apartment as at around 6 p.m. I think it was 6 or 7 p.m. And my host was really nice, really cool, and I felt safe there. There was a kitty, an adorable kitty. I think I showed some picture of her on the Discord. Did I share a picture of Luna? She's an adorable cat. I think I can show you actually. Do I have? I know I have pictures of her. I took a bunch. Where is she? Adorable little Lunar. This is Lunar. This was the kitty that slept on me. Yeah. We post so many cats. That's true. But yeah, she's an adorable little one. And she was so sweet, and she purred on me all night. She climbed on me, she purred on me, she slept on me. And so I didn't get much sleep because of that. I woke up at like 4 in the morning and I couldn't close my eyes. And so I just pet the cat for a while. I don't remember seeing that. Oh, I'm gonna share her then later. Remind me to share pictures of her. So what was I saying? Yeah, okay. So from 4 to about 7, I just pet the cat and like, uh, yeah, that's all I did until my host woke up. Then we chatted for a while, and they tried to help me get situated with like food services and such get that I could grab before going to the venue, because this was at a casino, and the casino has a restaurant and everything, but like sometimes that can be expensive and not necessarily the right like stuff to grab for you. Like if you just want a quick little thing, like I ended up just going to Starbucks and getting like brownies and such, which was freaking expensive because it's Starbucks. And so I kept posting on the Facebook group and freaking out and being like completely freaked out, anxious, scared, until I got to the venue, and people were so nice. They reassured me and were so kind about it. And so yeah, I got to the venue. I was first in line because I wanted to make sure I got there in time. So we were supposed to arrive around 3:30, 3:45, and I was there at like 3:20, really really early. There was no one yet, and so first in line there. And when we were let in, I was first in line at the door as well. We chatted to a security guard who had seen Skinny Puppy like in the early 80s when they started, and he had seen them in Calgary. It's actually the vocalist's hometown. So we were chatting about that and all his great experiences seeing music and such, and because he's a security guard in the venue, so he sees lots of cool stuff, and he's always kind of been in that, and he's seen a lot of bands, and so that was interesting. Yeah, so okay, and then the big like insane thing happened not so long after that. We get let into the not the venue, not the showroom. That's not the name of the you know where the stage is, like the crowd area. We get let in for sound check, is what I mean. And like not 5 seconds after that, you see all the band members arriving and everything, and not 5 seconds after that, Ogre goes, "We got a special guest in here. Winter flew all the way from Montreal." And I hid behind the barricade. I was like, oh. And I hid behind the barricade. How stupid am I? Oh. Yeah, I know. I know, right? You gotta laugh at yourself. And Ogre felt bad about it too. You wrote me a comment on Facebook after he was like, "Oh, I felt bad about putting you on the spot like that." And I'm like, "No, it's all right. It's just me. I'm autistic and I get really intense with emotions. It's not your fault." But like, oh my gosh. And when during Warlock, tried to sing to me for a while and like did this gesture towards me, and again I just looked away and retreated. Like, my God, I felt so bad about that. This is funny. But yeah, I keep avoiding eye contact and shit like that. And so after the sound check, well, first sound check he did two songs. He did Candle, and then Warlock, which are two very popular Skinny Puppy songs. So yeah, and that's what the the guys have been doing for every sound check. And so after that, it was the photos, the VIP photos. So you went up to the band, said hi, hello, everything, and then the tour manager takes your phone to take pictures of that, and then you pose with the band, and she takes a bunch more pictures. So I was second in line, and the person before me, Charlie, very nice guy by the way, gave me a free shirt, so that was cool. He got me the free. Actually, he gave me the free shirt he got from the merch counter, because they were. It's this one here. Okay, it's gonna. It's the tour poster art. Actually, I'm gonna type the name of the artist in there because I don't know how to pronounce it. Okay, there you go. I typed his name. You can look it up if you'd like. And so, yeah, the guy who gave me this shirt was in front of me. He goes, "Do you want to go first?" I'm like, "A freaking course, I want to go first." So I'm first in line, and I'm just looking at Lauren, the tour manager. I'm just like staring at her very intensely because I'm focused on when she's gonna signal me to go through, if you know what I mean. But Ogre is on stage like that, and he's talking to me from there, and I'm not answering him. I'm just like ignoring him because I'm too focused, and he's like, "Hello, I'm talking to you. I'm saying hello." I felt so bad about that. Poor guy. I keep like ignoring him and like being rude. He said it was okay though. He said he understood. So I get there and I chat with the guys, and everything went well, and they made me feel special, and they made me feel good about the trip. Ogre said he was worried about my flight, and he was happy when I told him that the Facebook group people had helped me get through the airport and such, and helped me with my anxiety. So he was really happy to hear that. And so I gave him a bracelet I made for him, um, and I talked to the guys, took my photos and everything, and then yeah, it was cool. I went after that, like after VIP, you're basically kicked out of the venue before the show, so you can go eat and such. Drop off your merch somewhere if you need to. Look at that! I've not been crocheting at all. I've been ignoring the little candy corn guy. But yeah, so I went to the casino to eat. I got some chicken fingers, like the quickest thing I could get, because I was first in line. I had a little bit more time, but like, um, you VIPs ends at around 5:30, and you get let back into the venue at 6:30. So you kind of have to be quick about eating food, if that makes sense. You gotta be quick, because of course you want a good spot, and yeah, I was front and center the first time I saw Skinny Puppy, and I was this time as well. It was a really cool experience because you get to connect a bunch with Ogre and the guys. The guys are really interactive, even if, well, Skinny Puppy is a whole performance art thingy, so it's more about. It's not like a singer coming on stage and just singing to you. It's really you're seeing a theatrical thing. So it's not like he can wave hello during his performance, but he still gives you plenty of look, and he reaches out to people like with his hand. He extends his hand like this and reaches to people that way. He gives plenty of eye contact. He poses for the camera if you're filming him, and if he happens to be nearby, he will pose a little bit for you and do like not faces because he was wearing a mask, but you know what I mean, like, just doing scary poses and everything. It was really interesting. Yeah, and so the concert was cool. I met some cool people again. I always meet such cool people there. Yeah, and it totally changed my anxiety thing. It totally got rid of that for a while, and I'm glad I ended up having a good trip. But although I gotta admit, Calgary is not a city I want to ever see again. I think I'm just done with the whole place. I think I was just way too stressed out, and it kind of, you know, turned me off, I guess. Even if I ended up having a great time at the show. I don't know if you get like that sometimes. Like, you get a really bad experience and it comes back to you, and I miscounted the stitches. That is what happens when you try to talk and crochet at the same time. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. What did I do? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yes, I did 13 stitches. That's not good. I'm so sorry. I have whole cities I have long term beef with. Oh, I'd like to hear about that actually, if you don't mind sharing. I too have cities I never want to go to again, like Orlando, and that's basically just because it's in Florida. It's not that I hate Florida. Yes, it's that I hate Florida. I don't hate. What I meant is I don't hate Orlando specifically, but Florida is not a great place right now for LGBTQ people. So 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. Hmm? It's gonna count. 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 11. Oh my goodness, yeah, New York City is intense. It's just like overwhelming, you know. There's a lot of people everywhere. You get pushed around, yeah, just crossing the street is dangerous there. I super love France. Oh, I wish I would visit France someday. I'd go there. I've seen London, but I've never been to France. When I went to London, I didn't really visit any other parts of. Um, I we basically the person I was with and I basically just visited a bunch of tourist attractions. Is what ended up happening. She didn't even want to go to tea with me. That's sad, right? When you go to London, you gotta have some tea. But I didn't get that experience. I'm just gonna go fill that up because my mouth is so dry. Sorry. Ouch. Ugh. Ow. Ow. Yeah, the reason I'm screaming ouch is because yesterday I fell down on the icy pavement and I scraped my knee quite bad and it bruised and everything. And when you get to a certain point in your life, sometimes you have messed up knees, and when you hurt them, even if it's a little scrape like that, it hurts and it brings back all the ouches. So, what have you visited in France? I'm curious to know. Like, I wouldn't be the one to see the Eiffel Tower and everything. I'd go straight to the museums. I'd be that person. And I know the Louvre is kind of like cliche and everything, but I've studied art history and I would just love to see all the things. Just, I've seen them a thousand times, just not in real life, you know? When I was in London, I saw the British Museum. It's a bunch of artifacts and sculptures and such. It's really cool. But they stole all of it, which is the bad thing, if you know what I mean. None of their museum stuff is British, but it's called the British Museum. Might have as well have called them it's called it the Museum of Stolen Artifacts because that's what it is. And people joke about that so much in art history, in the art history world, if that makes sense. Not in the industry, in the field. I mean, yeah, in the field. Mostly museums. Oh, that's really cool. Yeah, historic sites and everything. That's the kind of stuff I like to do when I visit places. So I didn't really get the time to do that in Calgary. But cool fact, the place I was staying at it was really close to where Ogre grew up in the southwest district of Calgary. It's actually like a few streets away from that. I don't know which part he was on exactly because you know streets and such are really long, but it was in the southwest part, so it was pretty close. So I got to know where my hero grew up. That's really cool. I got to see where he grew up. I went to Marseille and that was amazing. Oh yeah, it is completely different. And people from Marseille will tell you like we have nothing to do with Paris. We have nothing to do with France. We don't know who these people are, these strange people. I've heard like so many things like that. It's really cool. Yeah. Back to my visit in Calgary, though. The first thing to hit you is like it's in the west of Canada, so it's full of mountains and everything. And despite me not seeing any mountains because it was not really the part of the city for that, the first thing you notice is how uneven the terrain is. Even like the streets and everything, they go like this. It's really intense, and it's nothing like even in the city I grew up, like in the north of Quebec. It's not exactly in the north, but it's a little bit more north than Montreal. We had some mountains and such, and some uneven terrain in the city, like some little hills and everything. But in Calgary, it's just like hills all over, not one street that was straight. So it's really intense and it's cool. Gotta have really good legs to go through that, though. It was cool. Yeah. Okay, so if you'd like, I can tell you a bit more about the stage show um, from this tour because it was a little bit different from when you saw it, since you know it was the second leg of the tour and they made some changes. Who opened for Skinny Puppy? Oh, Led into Gold again. Yeah, it was Led into Gold. They followed them for the whole tour. So for those who don't know that, Vivian knows because Vivian was at one of the shows in the first leg of the tour. But Led into Gold is a band with Paul Barker from Ministry. It's his side project. He's no longer with Ministry, but yeah, he has his own band, and you can check it out. It's really good, and he has someone else with him now, Joshua, who is really cool as well. Uh, yeah, I didn't get the chance to meet them, unfortunately, but they do some kind of electronic mm, slash experimental music, if I can say. It's really interesting, and it's really like absorbing. I don't know how to describe it. Did you enjoy Led into Gold when you went to see Skinny Puppy? I don't remember if I asked you that. Actually, I think I'll share later in the Discord the video I have of it because I filmed a little bit of the performance. But yeah, Led into Gold opened. They did I think they did like, how long did they play? They came on at 7 and Skinny Puppy started at 9. But I don't think, no, they weren't on at 7. People were let in at 7, so I think they started at 7:30 actually. I think they did like an hour set. It was really long. Yeah. They were fine. Their sound was a little wonky. Yeah, okay. Yeah. I get what you mean. But what I like about Paul Barker is he gets really into the performance. He gets absorbed. And you know what Joshua told me? after the show. He told me he kept trying to say hello, but I kept looking away. So every time he tried to say hello, people around me would wave and think he was waving to them. I felt bad about that. But it happens. I'm just an awkward penguin, as someone put it. So, do you want me to go into the stage show differences in what the guys changed? The set list was pretty much the same. I know they changed some things in some of the cities, like in the cities where you had 3 nights in a row, they did a longer encore with more old songs and everything, but it was pretty much the first thing musically as the first tour. I did see the guys from Lead into Gold hanging with fans. Yeah, they were hanging out with fans a lot. They talked to people, and Paul ran his own merch booth. Unlike Skinny Puppy, Diego was taking care of merch for that. Diego is really cool too, and really nice. And this time around, they were giving away free shirts that were misprints. This one is a misprint, actually. It was supposed to have tour dates, but it's empty. So if you spend $100 or more, they give you free stuff. So that's how I got this. Someone got it as a free item and gifted it to me because I didn't spend very much money there. I mostly bought things for other people to send them. So yeah. Um, yes, I do want to hear about the show. All right, I'll go into that. I'll just start the new color first to make sure I don't mess it up again. I'll just attach this real quick and then I'll go into the differences. So right now, since you're alone on the live, I won't go too much about the the theatrics since you've seen the first show, but you remember how Ogre was this kind of alien character, right? Representing the other. And then you have Dustin dressed up as a kind of cyber um, thingy. I don't know how to explain it, with the big helmet on and everything, and he was beating up Ogre. So if you remember that, that was still in the show, but they brought in a whole new perspective with a baby alien. I don't have pictures, I don't think, but yeah, that was kind of representing a clone or something. And basically, the Tormentor, which is Dustin, the guy beating up Ogre, we call him the Tormentor. He just like played with that alien thingy, trying to replicate the other, if that makes sense. And so ended up just torturing even more and hurting and doing a bunch of messed up stuff, basically. And that baby alien ended up on a kind of big structure like that was kind of a swing, if you can say. His foot attached to a rope and the baby was just shaking. Someone called the baby Shaker because of it. So yeah, it was really cool. And the performance was a lot like last time. We got fluids this time. So people who kept complaining about the lack of fluids got what they wanted. Um, at one point, the tormentor comes behind Ogre with a knife and cuts his throat open, and all this alien blood comes out and fills a little tank above, not above, under his chin, it fills up with bright green slimy substance that is UV reactive and everything, and he spills that all over. And then when his head gets open at some point, the guys play with a kind of slimy, disgusting substance some more. So this time, yeah, we got fluids. I saw about the baby online. Yeah, people loved the baby. People really liked that. At one point, before the tormentor takes hold of the baby ogre, he gives it to ogre, and ogre is like he's holding it up like this with all the love in his eyes and all the pity you can have for a smaller creature that is hurting. Not the pity, but like the compassion, if it makes sense. It was really touching, and some parts were hard to watch and one it made me cry. And oh yeah, okay, so a little bit of a flashback to older shows. They brought back the noose. I don't know if you knew that, but okay, this is a little bit sensitive content, so if you don't want me to say it, I won't. It's involving some unaliving things. I'm just gonna say that real quick before proceeding to make sure you're okay about hearing about that. I keep repeating words. Anyway, okay, you're good. So in early Skinny Puppy shows, Ogre used to tie a noose around his neck and hang from this. And one time he even got stuck and had to stop because of it. So yeah, they brought back the noose, put it around his neck and like fake hanging fashion. So, but this time it was a lot more like maybe political. Well, not that Skinny Puppy ever stopped being political, but you know what I mean. But yeah, it was kind of a little flashback to that. Oh, and this time around, Cedric, the red coyote that's in just in front of the stage, got a bunch of UV reactive fluids on him because Ogre does the throat slashing things just above Cedric. So Cedric was full of that fluid as well. He was full of stains. I think I have photos of Cedric actually to show you what it looks what he looks like with the stains. Cedric. I have too many folders on that stupid phone. Okay, Skinny Puppy. November. Why don't I have pictures of Cedric? What did I do with them? I had some. Just a second, I gotta find this. No. Oh, I'm sad. Anyway, like I was saying, just gonna look through my trash to make sure I didn't delete the photos of Cedric. But like I was saying, he was covered in alien fluids, so that was interesting. Mm. Yeah, no, I can't find the picture. So yeah, basically, it was a really cool show. I'm glad I went, even if I hate Calgary and I'm never going there again. I'd really love to see Vancouver just because of Stanley Park and all the history with Skinny Puppy, and it's a very spiritual place as well. Yeah. Anyway, that was my experience with Skinny Puppy, and this topic always like brings up things for me because The other is a philosophical concept which implicates the fact that you have sort of fear and sort of challenge of your ego when you're faced with something that is different from you. And so that is what Ogre talks about in this show is how you treat the other, how the world would be so much better if you just opened up instead of letting the ego win. And that is what is happening right now in the world is because we all get divided and hurt because people just don't seem to want to understand the other and get to know them and be compassionate, have empathy, if that makes sense. So, yeah, that was what it was about. And it's a topic that is very sensitive to me because I'm a trans person, obviously. And yeah, the world right now is not a kind place to those people. It's also a reason why I didn't feel comfortable in Calgary because it's not really the most LGBTQ plus friendly. It's rather conservative, and luckily my host was LGBTQ plus as well, so I didn't have any problems with that while I was visiting, and basically told me the places to avoid and that I would be safe at the place I was at. So yeah, that was good. At least I felt comfort in that. Yeah. It was kind of a gamble going in a new city I've never seen before, and that is known not to be the most tolerant. 1, 2, 3, increase 1, 2, 3, increase 1, 2, 3. Okay, increase. And I also wanted to talk about another thing that happened briefly. I've talked about this on the server already. It's about the person who passed away at one of the shows, but I have a little update on that if you want to hear. I don't want to go too much into details because that's very heavy, but I just heard back about that like an hour ago or so before I started streaming. So okay, so basically, Dana is a woman who witnessed what happened, and she was with the guy, with the police, and everything, and she advocated a lot for him online. And she posted a lot about it on the Facebook group. And so I just want us to send her good vibes because today she's doing the witness stand. So she's gonna be going to court as a witness for his case. So I just wanted us to send her some good vibes and do like a little prayer for her and for him also and his friend who was with him. So if it's oh okay, you're keeping up with that. Good. So yeah, I'm just gonna do like a little prayer. Yeah, that was a short prayer. I didn't know much what else to say, but other than this is messed up and look out for your friends in real life in general. And Vivian is awesome for that. So thank you for being awesome. But yeah, in general, like just people going to shows and everything, make sure your friends are safe. Make sure they have a way to get back home safely. Make sure they're not alone. If you can go with them, just like accompany them to the venue if you're not going to the show. If you can give them a ride or something, do that. And a ride back home. You never know what could happen. The world is a messed up place, and I so wish people didn't have to do that and could just go to a show alone, but that's not the world we live in. It's a world that lacks compassion. And so yeah, it's very sad what happened. It's so crushing. I prayed too for everyone. Yeah, this is not the only time I've prayed about it, but yeah, all my heart is with Dana right now, who's doing everything she can to help the situation and to bring the people the justice they need. So, and the people in the Facebook group have been lovely as well. Apart from this one bastard who went on Ogre's personal post and tried to lecture him about empathy, believe it or not, on his post about the person who got killed. Apart from that, it's been love and kindness from people, so just really grateful for the community in general. The skinny puppy people are awesome. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna turn up the heat a little bit because right now the fingers are freezing. Well, it keeps going down. Stupid. Anyway, yeah. I'm sorry, I'm just kinda in the sad vibes right now. It's not a it's not nice at all what happened. And I know the guys from the band were crushed. Like these guys are family for me now. And so I hate it when something happens. And there's also another thing I wanted to touch on, not related to that, but related to the skinny puppy community at large. Something that happened, I think it was yesterday or the day before. Basically, it's just a bunch of online drama, but in that moment, the community became really abrasive and aggressive towards people for expressing their views online. Um, Even if, it was in a very, not awkward, but uh, yes, an awkward but also maybe misworded way, if I can say. And the person used language that would not bring the best out of people, and the person was really disappointed in a performance. He was disappointed basically in their last night playing Vancouver and expressed it online on the Facebook group and used words that maybe didn't bring forward his best image, if I can say it like that. And people were so mean to that person. People called him a poser, people told him to leave, people made fun of him. Like, there's 200 comments on that thread right now, and I'm so freaking disappointed. One of the people who agreed with him was bullied and pursued relentlessly until she left the group. And I reached out to her and I told her, like, I'm so sorry this happened. People aren't usually that mean in the Facebook group, and I'm fucking disappointed with that. And I just wanted to make sure you were okay, because That's not cool, and that's not usually how it goes in the Facebook group. But she was basically over it, over the whole experience, and didn't want anything to do with the people or the Facebook group again. And so I'm just so disappointed in the community for that. I already said something online. I made a huge post about how I was disappointed because when I started looking into Skinny Puppy, I didn't like it right away. I questioned theatrics theatrics and their stage performance. I didn't understand it, and the sound was weird to me, and I didn't get that, and I judged it harshly at first. And so, imagine if the people were mean to me back then. Maybe I would have never really wanted to get back in Skinny Puppy, you know? So, yeah, it was just kind of a nasty thing, and it made me sad to see that how we treat newcomers that don't understand things the way we do. And so that's another thing with the theme of the other that was in the show. Like, when someone doesn't perceive the things as you do, it challenges your ego. Because what if I'm wrong, you know? But I think we can just validate each other's experiences and let go of that a little bit, and maybe understand that it's not the same for everyone, and we don't need to feel all activated and um, upset because one person's experience was negative, you know. I know we all want people to have fun at the shows, but of course it's not gonna happen because we're all individuals. Parasocial relationships are so weird. Yeah, of course they are. It's okay not to love something as much as someone else. Of course it is. I generally stay out of fan groups because of things like this. Yeah, Skinny Puppy is one of the only one I'm part of. Skinny Puppy and Ogre are the only two fan bases I'm really part of. Other than that, no, I'm not usually in Facebook fan bases and everything. It's true though what you're saying. There is always a person that gets a little bit overzealous, if I can say, and people criticize them for that. And then when you're not into it enough to their liking, then you get bashed as well. And it's just crazy to me because I'm the number one fan person for Skinny Puppy. I'll just take that title right now. I'm the number one fan person, and I would never think of treating somebody that way for not liking it as much as I do. I just want them to like them the amount they're comfortable with. And if it's bringing positivity to their life, that's great, you know. I run into this with book clubs online. I always read critically and have feedback in some folks. Oh, yeah, that's true. Some people are not comfortable with feedback because it challenges their perception and their ego, and it's kind of a self esteem thing as well as an ego thing. It's kind of like, you're not positive about this. How dare you think this is above you? No, that's not what criticism is. That's not what book clubs and music fan bases should be. You should be like open to saying anything about it as long as it's respectful, you know. Some people who say things like, ugh, I'm so mad at the guys for sitting down for sound check. That was stupid as fuck, and that was mean, that was ableist, so I called it out. But like a person who thought the sound wasn't balanced enough to their liking, or that said they would have preferred this or that, or to for the performance to be slightly different, like that doesn't warrant tons of bullying and like flooding with hate messages, I think. Yeah, i'm just gonna I'm gonna be back in a few seconds. I just need to go grab something real quick, so I'm gonna mute the microphone and I'm gonna be right back. I am right back. As someone who creates, I appreciate critical feedback. Yeah, me as well. Because, yeah, that's something we did a lot when I did creative writing in college, is we would sit in a circle with all the desks like this. And we had each turns, and people would give their feedback in a nice way, of course, but like tell you things they think you can improve on, and we would be good sports about it and understand that there's a place for it, and there is a way to take that in and let it help you get better and maybe hit the mark a little bit more next time around, if that makes sense. Yeah. So I'm usually good with feedback because of that. It helped me maybe let go of the big ego a little bit, which I had problems with in the past. I would get really upset and mad about not pleasing people, but as you get older, sometimes you understand that it's not really worth it to get upset that people are not necessarily gonna be touched by your creation. Some people are, some people aren't, and that's okay, I think. And like I said, like the thing where that guy complained that Skinny Puppy was sitting down on chairs and not greeting him with handshakes and everything. That guy I called out because that was totally out of line. We place a lot of expectations on artists, things we expect to see and that we thought we would get the chance to, and we end up never getting to do. And it's important to understand that maybe for them it's not in their best interest to do those things. Like, of course you want to shake the guy's hands and you want an ogre hug and you want to interact with your heroes, you want them to sign their things, but right now we're in the pandemic, we can't necessarily do that. So, and I get that people are disappointed and that they're mad. I'm just right now I don't have a very big tolerance um for that stuff, I guess. I'm very sensitive and anxious these days. I've been doing CBT worksheets again to try to help with that. Like the whole thing where you go like, what are you feeling anxious about, and then you write it and you write your physiological responses and everything, and you try to reframe your way of thinking. You try to go into like, is this thought coming from, and what can you do to modify it, if that makes sense. And so it's helpful with anxiety, but I hate doing those worksheets so much. uh, it activates my demand avoidance to do that. It's a little bit triggering, I'm not gonna lie. But I got so anxious around my trip that I needed to start doing that again. So, yeah. Mm, right now, it's 1 hour, 30 minutes into the stream, so I'm gonna stay a little longer and I'm maybe gonna leave around the 45-minute mark, if that makes sense. Because right now my throat is starting to hurt a little bit. I've talked too much again, because I always do. Especially when it's Skinny Puppy. It's my freaking favorite band, and I'm so stoked that Ogre acknowledged me personally. I'm so excited about that. That was amazing. I've been a little depressed lately. I don't know if it's because I miss the guys and I'm sad that I don't get to see them again or see them perform as Skinny Puppy, if that makes sense. And because last time I was surfing on waves of happiness and everything, it was really a special. It was special. It was a special moment. And this time around, that I'm not really experiencing that as much, and I wonder if it's because I miss the guy, or if it's because I'm used to the feeling and I've become kind of unsensitive to it. I don't know, but yeah. Or maybe it's just because of all the shit that's happening in the world right now. That stuff is no good. And yeah. Whenever you need to leave is fine. I took a run with you on in the background. Oh, cool. I'm glad I went on your run with you. And I'm glad I didn't have to run myself. As you see, it's very dark right now because it's close to winter time. Not yet, but soon. So yeah. Just gonna stay a little while longer while I attach this color and get started on the last color, doing this light blue for contrast. Also, I use CBT worksheets and love hate them too. Yeah, yeah, I totally get that. It's a good tool to get rid of some of the anxious feelings or at least work through them, but it's also very emotionally demanding. Sometimes I just share up so I don't have to fill out worksheets. Yeah, totally. I hate doing that. Or sometimes I just put on Skinny Puppy or watch that Little Punk People interview with Ogre just to avoid doing emotional work. It always cheers me up to watch that interview. It's so adorable. And now we have a cute video of Ogre cuddling a dog. Someone brought their dog to the VIP in Chicago, and Ogre met her and was just so adorable. Hey, we have someone joining. Hi. Say hello in the chat. Let us know who you are, and we'll chat some more. I was about to leave, but if someone else joins and wants to talk, let me know. Right now, we're just working on little crochet things. This is a candy corn and it's all blue. I'm doing winter themed colors. So, yeah, hopefully trying to get a little bit of holiday cheers. Because every time there's a holiday, I end up telling myself, oh, I'll make plenty of stuff. And you push it back to the next day and the next day and the next day, and you end up doing nothing. Because that's how ADHD works, right? You just push back and push back and push back the deadlines until you have 5 seconds to complete everything, and then you're super performant all of a sudden. Looks like our um, lurker didn't stay for very long. Hmm. A while ago, you talked about getting diagnosed with ADHD, right? Do you have any updates with that? Like, my brain is not remembering what happened with that whole thing. Do you end up getting things, uh, getting taken seriously and such with that? Because if I remember, you were struggling. I don't want to be too like I don't want to get too much into it or anything. I was just curious. Oh, yeah, yeah. That's expensive as fuck. I'm so sorry. I wish the world would offer more resources to people like us. We freaking need that right now. And right now, I keep seeing my friends saying like they don't have access to meds anymore, and there's a shortage everywhere of ADHD medication. And I just saw someone earlier say they were denied medication because supposedly they're in an age range that's dangerous for redistribution, and so they refuse to medicate them just because they might decide to resell the pills. The fuck even does that mean? So, like, imagine if you applied that same way of thinking to someone, to something that someone needs to survive. But that's the same with ADHD medication. You need that. You need it to do anything. Like, you need it to be productive and to feel like to focus and everything. But people are like, nah, nah, you don't deserve it. You're not suffering enough. I took a break from it. I'm looking. Oh, mm, yeah, that's good. Me too. Me too. Because I have some stuff in that area that needs working through as well. I wish I could do EMDR. Truthfully, I think that would help me. But it's so expensive to get. Even if you get a referral, like, it's tough to get a specialist. Hmm. The trauma stuff is really hard to work through. Oh, Don, hi. I'm happy to see you. How's it going, Don? I've not seen you in a while. I'll tell you more about it on the Discord. Yeah, that's all right. I get it. So, right now, Don, we are making little candy corns. The pattern is from Blue Rabbit Toys. I can put it back in the chat if you'd like. I tried to put the link in the chat, but it was too long. Yeah, it didn't want me to put the link. I'm happy, dear. Thank you. How are you? Oh, I went to see my favorite band not too long ago, so I'm stoked about that. Vivian and I talked about some other emotional stuff, but other than that, I'm good. Please share the pattern again. Okay, I will. I it is this candy corn. Just a second. I need to get the thing. I'll just send the shop link there because when I try to type the whole URL for the pattern, it gives me like there's too many characters and I can't type it all in because you know how YouTube is, and I don't have the fancy robot that lets you put links and everything. I don't have that yet. I've not set that up. Yarn yeah, so what was I saying? Yeah, Don is a freaking star. Don does a lot of streaming, and I've joined in a couple times, and I've joined the streams that she does with Amanda. as well. And so they're both huge YouTube stars now. I'm joking. But yeah, I love joining their lives. Lately, I haven't been able to do that as much because I've been swamped with work and so many commissions and stressful stuff. And I took a 3 day trip to Calgary. So, yeah, Don, do you want me to tell you about my trip to Calgary? I just discussed that in length with Vivian, but if you'd like, I'll do you a short um, explanation. My English is not so great. Yeah, I love joining you guys too. So basically, what I was telling Vivian is that I went to see my favorite band, Skinny Puppy, and fellow fan paid for the plane ticket, and someone else paid for the expenses. Yeah, my English is good, but I forget words sometimes, so my speech is a little choppy. What? You love Skinny Puppy? How did I not know that? How did I not know? It's my absolute favorite band. Oh, you've not been able to see them. Oh no. Oh, I've seen them twice now. One of once in April for the first leg of the tour, and once basically last weekend. Someone flew me to Calgary to see them. That was magical. I did the VIP sound check and everything. And I was talking about how when I got there at the VIP thing, I have been a fan since the 90s. Oh my god, that's so cool. They're so good live, Vivian says. Yes, they're amazing live. The energy is just out of this world, and Ogre is a very, very good frontman. He engages with the audience so much. And you know what, Don? You know what he did? I need to tell you this, you'll freak. When I went to the VIP thingy, he acknowledged my presence and he said, "We have someone special in the crowd. Winter came all the way from Montreal to see us tonight." That was so sweet. And I hid behind the barricade in shame. But it was so sweet of him to acknowledge my presence. And he was worried about my plane trip and to know if I was all right. So I will have to find a show in my area. Oh, it's their last tour. It's their final tour, so they're not gonna tour again. They're doing the West Coast right now. They announced that back in February, I think. They're ending things basically because they all want to work on their personal side projects. So yeah. So that's why I've been able to see them twice. They did the East Coast and Montreal, Toronto, and everything. So I went to see them in Montreal. And someone flew me to Calgary. So that's why I've been able to go twice. So you've been listening for a long time. What's your favorite album? I'd like to know. Just sometimes this yarn gets stuck. Oh yeah, yeah, they're playing in San Francisco. If you can get tickets, I'm telling you, you need to go see them. You absolutely need to. It's life-changing experience. And they've done some really cool stuff with the stage show for this last tour too. They're doing kind of a alien thing. It's really fun. I was front row, front and center for both times. And so Ogre knows who I am because I'm very active in the online community. But yeah, it was my second time meeting the guys in person and talking to them as well. Oh boy, people are like just crowding me with messages right now. Just gonna go see real quick if there's anything urgent. Doesn't seem to. Alright. I've gotta bounce. I gotta go clean up. Yeah. Alright. Well, thanks for joining, Vivian. It was really nice to talk to you. And good luck with your dinner and with your cleaning. I'm with you all the way through your cleaning as well. I know that's not always fun, so thanks so much for keeping me company as well. It was so nice getting to chat about this. To Dark Park. Oh yeah. Oh, Morpheus laughing. I don't want to spoil the set list for you, but if you manage to go to a show, I think you will like it. They got some of their early songs in there that are really cool. I also like To Dark Park. It's in my top 5. My favorites are Mythmaker, um, Handover, Weapon, To Dark Park, and The Greater Wrong of the Right. So I like a lot of the post separation albums. Yeah, just because they're very unique and just because Mark Walk was implicated in them quite a bit. And I like Mark's work. Mark is really cool. And he's implicated with a lot of Ogre's personal projects as well. His side project, Ogre, was something is something he's doing with Mark Walk. So all those albums that I mentioned. Oh, hi, Amanda. How are you? I'm doing great. Thank you. I hope you're doing good as well. We're doing little candy corns right now, and I'm chatting about Skinny Puppy. I didn't know that Dawn was a fan, so I'm so happy about that. And Vivian, who just left us, is a fan of Skinny Puppy as well. I've missed you in my chat. Yeah, I know. I've not been able to go to too many lives right now. I've been really busy. And as I was saying, I was on a trip to Calgary last weekend, so I couldn't do any lives or anything like that. Yeah. I'm a very busy cookie right now. I can show you something I made the first time I saw Skinny Puppy. I did a calendar. The thumbnail is what caught my eye. Oh, I'm glad. That's awesome. I want to show you something, Don. I think you will like it. Where is it? All right. It's not finished yet because I can't get the motivation to work on that. But first time I saw Skinny Puppy at the first leg of the tour, the in the spring last April, I did a little calendar thingy, and it has a lot of album artwork, and it's got a lot of the To Dark Park monsters on there. Look, I know it's backwards. I don't know how to flip my camera around. I'm so sorry. But look, it's got the album artwork, some performances on there as well. Basically, all things that are Skinny Puppy. And you can see all the blue squares like these are Too Dark Park art. I tried to do the little eye on the monster here, but I didn't really succeed with that. It's hard to do at such a small scale. But look, I did the little umbrella thingy from their 2014 tour. And I did, this is Weapon, this is the cover for Weapon. This is Mind, the Perpetual Intercourse, Cleanse, Fold, and Manipulate. And this is, what is this? Okay, that's a Too Dark Park monster as well. Rabies. And this says Dig It. And this is from the Greater Wrong tour. And this is Remission. This is the skull that ogre used to break on his head. Let's see what Amanda's saying. My hook's been on fire for the market, and now I'm not sure. Oh, you're doing a market. Tell us about that. I want to hear about it. Yeah, so this is the art cover album art for Handover. I just did the outlines because it's very complex and has a lot of lights and everything. I did the process cover art, and this is gonna be another one of his stage costumes from like 2000, before 2014. I don't remember which one exactly it was, but in the square there's gonna be the outline of a stage costume that ogre wore a while ago. Oh, you did it yesterday. Oh no, no more energy. Well, we're sending you energy. You need it. I have a bunch of energy to spare right now, so I can send some of that your way. I'm actually gonna store this somewhere else because the fabric is getting dirty. I don't want it to be. Oh yeah, and also my roommate came back, so right now I can't really do streams and everything because you know how he is. He's annoying. He's been a little bit. Um, he likes to bug me and to annoy me while I do stuff on the computer or while I'm busy. So right now he's out with a friend, I think, and he's not coming back till 5. But yeah, I got almost 2 months without him, which is great. Hmm. Just 1, 2, 3. I'm almost finished with my second candy corn. I plan on making just 3 of these and then calling it quits and maybe working on other projects later. Like I've been putting together, I'm still working on that blanket commission, by the way. I know I told you about that, right? Mm, okay. Oh, here you go. Uh, yeah. So right now what I'm doing is basically putting squares together. Just doing that. and now I just need to add more strips of four. They're put together horizontally, but now no, they're put together vertically. Now I'm adding them horizontally, so I'm just adding strip after strip until everything is joined. I have another group of two over there that I'm adding this to. So yeah. And it's just really disorganized right now because that's what I am. I'm disorganized all the time. So okay. And let's fold this. Get it into a neat little square. I really like this pattern. This is the Stardust tile. It's a mosaic crochet pattern. And yeah, it's got these little thingies there for some detail and some nice branches like these. Really cool. Hi, how are you doing? Actually, I was gonna go soon because I've been streaming for 2 hours, but come say hello and chat for a bit. Let us know how you're doing and what you're doing. If you're working on anything cool. Or, yeah. Sorry, my brain just had a moment there. Okay, I need to add the eyes. I'm doing these little guys right now. Let me know if I know you from somewhere, because I remember seeing you somewhere, but. Oh, okay. Because right now, um, I have, what's it called again? Face blindness, and sometimes when I see people out of context, I can't remember who they are. So I'm sorry if I'm not recognizing you right now. And I'm just going to add the little eyes to this little guy. And I'm gonna leave at the 2 hour mark, actually. So just gonna go get some dinner and then relaxing a bit because my voice is starting to get strained. Yeah. Mhm. Thank you for saying hi, though. I appreciate that. Oh, Don shared your page. Oh, thank you. I hope you're having a good day as well. Yeah. Mhm. This is my most successful stream so far. Having 3 people is the max people I've ever had, I think. So that's great. But I don't usually advertise my streams in advance. I'm more of a spontaneous streamer, if I can say. I was just really feeling like talking about my experience seeing Skinny Puppy and was. Oh, I'm making candy corns, little candy corns. I put the pattern in the chat earlier. I'm just gonna put it back real quick. This is the link to their Etsy shop, but you can just search for candy corn because the URL is too long for me to type in the chat. So yeah, just little candy corn, and then we have a little light blue one here. They're just cute little faces. I know, I'm making candy corns for Christmas. I'm weird that way sometimes. That's just me though. I gotta make everything Halloween. Right now it's really close to the 2 hour mark. Oh, it just passed the 2 hour mark. So I'm just gonna say thank you everyone for joining and welcome to my channel for the new viewers. And yeah, I'm gonna try to stream soon again, and I will be announcing that if I manage to. But thank you everyone for joining, and I hope you have a great night and have fun on your projects. Thank you. Bye. Oh.